Hello. How's it going? Watching a few things. We got Coachella. They're going old school now. Interesting. Oh, here's the people. The XX. Is that what time is it now? It's 2:30 for me. So what is this Pacific time? What is that? 9 hours minus that? Oh God. Somebody do the math. I don't even know who's playing. There's a girl. Okay, well, it doesn't even matter. I don't even know these people. Tennis, never heard of it. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, nope. Bonobo, nope. Mac DeMarco, never heard. Glass Animals, nope. Father, nope. Phantogram, nope. Radiohead's playing. Oh, the XX, okay. So they're closing out the show. I'll be asleep. Bastille, I think I like that dude. Is that guy? I guess I don't like him that much. Lady Gaga, wow. So okay, got some people here. Of course, I don't. Oh, Future, that's a rapper dude, but I don't know these people. I'm embarrassed. Kendrick Lamar, right? I'm not familiar with his stuff. Lord, okay. Tove Lo. I like, yeah, she has that one song I think I like. Group Love, there's a song from theirs I like. All right. I mean, it's all random though. Who can keep track of this? Nobody. Impossible. So I've got several things I'd like to do. Ooh, escalate. What's this? Looks like the beginning of a piss porn video. This girl kicks ass though. Look at her. So just outrageously confident and just in her, youthful exuberance.
Songs, they never scare me, fool. You dig a hole, I fill it up with you. Your mouth shut, I kiss it till it's true. I'd give all my gold.
This girl's future is so bright, man. I mean, she's a good dancer, goes hard, super young. I mean, her only flaw is that she's probably pretty small. She can't be more than 5'4", if that. But I mean, and that could be prohibitive if she wanted to do Broadway or music videos. I bet some producers are like, please tell me you can sing or act or do anything. Can you read a cue card? Look at that, leaping in the air. These little girls looking up to her. Apparently this is a studio in LA, and it's very popular. And this feature, the fact that they pushed, just 3 million views, and they're all over the place. I mean, it's quite a showcase. It's like a legit career boost. So if you want to be a dancer at all, not only are you going to learn how to dance, if you go to the studio, you're straight up going to be showcased to millions of people, which cuts through the line. I mean, you don't have to audition or anything. You just perform. This girl's good too. She wears clothing though that's far less revealing. So the other girl's like sexing it up. This girl's sort of downplaying it. She's probably like self-conscious about her titties. She's not even like good looking technically. She kind of not even anywhere near as athletic as the. I don't know why I'm comparing these two, but Jesus. Anyway, it's pretty good. So we got that. We've got Twitter. Okay. We've got Spencer. Yeah. Oh my God, he might be in trouble this Tuesday. He was banned from speaking at Auburn University, and he's not going out without a fight. He's talking about how it's free speech, and he's going to go there. He's showing up, and the Antifa are going to be showing up, and they're threatening bomb attacks and violence. And
is no way in hell that I would ever back down because some cowardly bureaucrat thinks, oh, this is getting a little too difficult. This is a little too problematic. We better cancel on Richard Spencer. If they thought that I was going to do that, then they fundamentally don't know who I am. They could have done basic research on me and recognized that that is not the decision I would ever make.
now his hair is still very Clark Kented out. He's got some product in there. I think that's what it's called. I don't have hair, but I presume. But he's very casual. This is very. I mean, usually he's wearing like a vest or multiple layers or some sort of V-neck, T-shirt or stylized sweater or something. It's a funky ass background though.
So I will be there 100%. We will be there. We will certainly have safety squads to protect me and other people around. But this event could have actually just been about alt-right ideas and about my ideas. I was actually planning a speech where I was going to talk about Donald Trump and the war and where the alt-right is now, what kind of the meaning of the alt-right now that we're actually pretty starkly criticizing Donald Trump.
Yeah, I think it's interesting his criticism of the Syrian war. These guys went out there and they're against it, and I think there's a lot of valid points to be made. I'm against Donald Trump doing anything with the military. I'm against Donald Trump. So I don't think it's imperative. I think it's totally cherry picked, this faux outrage and this sob story we've been peddled about the children. Think about the children. I mean, there are children in misery all over the world. We're not bombing the evil doers everywhere we go. So it's just, it has disaster written all over it. And listening to Trump what's the word? Hold on, accessing memory. Fuck, I don't know what word I was going for. Anyway, tell the tale of how he launched those missiles. So he's having dessert with freaking Mr. Zhang or whoever the president of China is. And that's kind of scary. I cannot name one Chinese citizen, and there's like billions of them. He's talking about this chocolate cake, and he still has to give a compliment to his chocolate cake. We were eating a delicious chocolate cake, one of the best. Mr. Zhang was enjoying it immensely. And it's like, good Lord, are you not even perceiving how this is coming off?
That's what I was planning to talk about. Now, this has become much bigger than those ideas. As powerful as those ideas are, this is much, much bigger.
Yeah, so you know who's going to be writing his jock? Because he's all about free speech right now? It's Dave Rubin, because he's a noun and a verb and free speech. So you got to side with him. I mean, what the hell is this guy going to say that's so scary? I mean, Jesus, let him talk, especially on a college campus. It's especially shameful that of all the places where you would have ideas being presented, and especially controversial ideas, or not even first of all, barely anything he says is controversial. And if you want to shine a light on his ethno-state dreamland, then please do. Does anybody fear this concept? Do you think that America is going to be an ethno-state? Have you been to Detroit? Have you been to Los Angeles? No, we're nowhere. That's not happening ever. This is a delusional fantasy from a guy, and it's of no threat or consideration, or I mean, it's just whatever. And let him espouse that belief. Be my guest, Richard. But here's the thing: he's not just talking about ethno-states. He's talking about some legitimate, really legitimate criticism of the left. He's talking about legitimate criticism of Trump. The man is not just a one-note guy. So everybody rushes to, oh no, Nazi, get him. He said something I disliked. Tons of people say shit I dislike. Somebody asked me today, what do you disagree with Sam Harris about? And I said, I listed off 4 things. I'm like, well, free will, gun control, the use of drugs, his criticism of Hillary Clinton. I disagree with him on all 4 of those things. So what?
This is now going to be a national conversation and truly an international conversation about whether we have free speech in the United States or whether we don't.
You hear how he said whether. That's how you know he's aspirational to be just the creme de la creme, the upper crust. Whether.
Auburn
The guy comes from like Montana or something, Idaho. I mean, cannot be sort of nouveau riche, but he tries to play himself off like that. Look at the frames he's got.
brought this upon themselves. I'd remind you, it's not just Donald Trump
Yeah, Auburn's in the South too. That's Alabama. What's going on? Seriously, if there's going to be a place where this guy's going to be welcome, it's probably going to be Auburn.
that has spoken out about using the federal government to protect free speech. And I totally support
Totes.
that tweet he made right after the Milo and Berkeley event. Remember, Alabama is
Yeah, Trump was like threatening Berkeley. They're going to defund Berkeley. I appreciate the idea of letting Berkeley be punished in some way, whether it's public resentment or just some notoriety in a bad way. I think they should take some bad press on this. I think they should be shamed for it because it's not just the rioters, not just the Antifa. It's what the Berkeley administrators did, their choices, their total pacifistic stance on that entire issue, and the cover up, like the aftermath and stuff. Like nobody, it just came and went. And some people spouted off online, but nothing happened. Berkeley's going to do the same stuff.
historically significant. The federal government used the National Guard, that is, they used the power of the federal government.
But you know what it is? There's such a thirst for a bad guy, an example of like a Dylan Roof. They want a Dylan Roof, but who's not in jail and who's talking, to sort of pinpoint all of their hatred. They want that guy to be the enemy. And this would be very cathartic for them because it positions them in a very clear way, like good versus evil. Like this is what it is. Like I'm about to watch the Star Wars trailer. I actually already watched it, and I'm going to edit the audio on that. But in that trailer, they talk about, I see darkness, I see light. You know, it's just very clear cut, not nuanced. And, you know, I do not like saying that word, but sometimes it is valid. And it's very interesting that they just can't get what they want. They can't always get what they want. And it's a shame because they would love for him to be like, just walk onto a campus and start throwing up Nazi salutes. They would love it.
In order to protect the basic civil rights of Alabama citizens. We know this in our history. They protected the rights, as the federal government understood it, of these black Americans to desegregate public institutions.
Now, there's a Huffington Post article. Did you see this today? Good Lord. It's called, I might as well just read this now. It's called, Could It Be Time to Deny White Men the Franchise? And I think by franchise, she's talking about voting. The redistribution of the world's wealth is long overdue. What? And it is not just South Africa where white males own a disproportionate amount of wealth. Wah! Fuck those white males. So and this is from South Africa, Huffington Post, South Africa. And it's a blog. And you'll never believe who wrote this. So before we dive into this, and it's absolute madness, the woman who wrote this, I say woman with quotes, Shelley Garland. And now watch her little subtitle here. It gets worse with each additional word. MA. What is MA? Massachusetts? Nope. It's masters. Oh, she's a master. That's good. Of arts. Okay. That could be basket weaving. Not exactly science, so it's a little bit less prestigious. MA. Philosophy. Oh, God, that is useless and mental masturbation. And then student. I mean, what's next? Student, assistant, intern. I mean, like, how much more could we make that a totally meaningless statement. So why is she qualified to talk? Who gave her this platform? Why is this open bigotry towards white men being allowed on the Huffington friggin' Post? Fuck these people. Good Lord. And okay, you see that picture? You want to see a close-up of that pic? Well, here's her bio. Watch this. Shelley Garland is an activist and a feminist. Well, put your cards on the table. And is currently completing an MA degree in philosophy. Well, oh, isn't that sweet? What are you, 20? When she's not gagging at South Africa's unique brand of rainbow politics, she's working on ways to smash the patriarchy. Now, I'm guessing she wrote that. By the way, gagging, what a weird verb. Why would you choose that? Gagging at South Africa's unique brand of rainbow politics. Rainbow politics. They call it the Rainbow Nation because it has multiple people from multiple races working together. That was the aspirational slogan. That's what they're going for there. So, I don't know why you're poo-pooing on that concept. Well, I do know why, because you're not into that. Well, I guess, look, there's no... White is not part of the rainbow, apparently. White is the color of pure light. And if you were to reflect it through a prism, you would see that all of the colors are embodied in the white. So, now you say, okay, well, what is that picture? Let's get a closer look. Oh, you want a closer look? I shall give you a closer look. Shaboom. Sha to the frickin' boom. Now, what is my first instinct? What do I think when I see this? I think that is a man. That's a man, baby. Okay, every part of my penis is in refusal of this image. I deny that I am supposed to be attracted to this in any way. There is not a tickle down there, not a frigging movement to be detected. This hair, that is a wig. The eyes, the makeup, like it's the first time this thing has ever tried to, I mean, look, tried to go black and white to like go easy on the friggin' complexion and be like, look, I'm classy, black and white. Big ass head, big ass nose, big ass jaw, stubble. Look at this. Like, who would wear that? Shelly? It's just a weird name. No. And if that is a woman, I mean, oh God. Oh God. I'm doing like the crucifix gesture over my my forehead and chest because sweet God, you understand her rage. You understand why a woman like that would go down the feminist path and the fuck whites path, fuck males path. So just a horrible example of humanity on display. But shall we read? Well, first let me play you the video.
I don't know. What does it mean, though?
What is white capital? What does it mean?
What does it mean? I don't know.
Say it again. What do you think white monopoly capital is? I think it's Boardwalk and Park Place. And the utilities, the railroads. I don't know. This seems like a new term, white monopoly. So it's jealousy. White people have done well, and oh, the numbers are not even. Numbers are not even. And you know what happens when the numbers are not even? That is racism of the gaps. Because the gap must be racism. You can't just be, oh, they're doing better. I mean, think of an example. Blacks in the NBA. There's a gap. Why is there a gap? Well, they're doing better at basketball. Ooh, well, hold on. Am I okay with that? I played basketball. I like Dirk Nowitzki. What should I do here? I'm a little bit mad. Why are they so fucking good at basketball, motherfuckers? Why is there a black monopoly in the NBA? Is it racism? Should we, do white people need to get positions in the NBA now? Based off my anger and insecurity and jealousy? No.
I don't know. What does it mean, though?
I think it's the fact that white people own everything. And they're the only ones that own everything.
Honestly,
That's a bit of an exaggeration. They don't own everything, especially not under the ANC, the black-controlled government that has been there for like 12 years, something, I don't know, 20 years? How long has it been? I don't know. I've lost track because the story was over. Nelson Mandela, yay, they got a new flag, whites are out, apartheid's over, fade to black. We don't want to deal with it. Hey, there are 50 murders a day in South Africa. What? No, didn't you not hear me? Nelson Mandela, great guy. We made a movie. Matt Damon was in the movie. Okay, it's done. Please. Did you hear that the crime rates have skyrocketed since the blacks took power? Crime has done the same. The production of the company, the production of the farms, disease is on the rise. Like the country's going in the tank. Do you care? No. And this is
I don't
not
know what that is.
I have no idea.
That's a sweet black woman. I have no idea. And look at this guy. Look at those chompers. It's like a piranha.
It is what runs the world today.
Yeah, it just runs the world today. Do you realize how the minority that white people make up in the world? Just look at this. Just random hysteria. White people are taking over. Oh, actually, what's his name? Norman Bates. He was white. Think of that. Guy stabbing people in the shower. He's like keeping his mom, desecrating her body, putting her in a rocking chair. Spoiler alert. It's the movie Psycho. And by the way, I once slept at that dude's house, Norman Bates. He had a son, and I think it was in, where was that? Hollywood Hills. I want to say Hollywood. Anyway, his dad died, I think of like AIDS, and his son took over the house, and he was throwing a big ass party, and I was there. I ended up hooking up with a girl. It was a one night stand. Nothing became of it, but we did sleep in like one of the bedrooms, and the son, whoever Norman Bates' son was, came in and was like, yeah, so if you want to like take off, like that would be cool. And I was like, oh yeah, my bad. So I don't know what I did. I think I just crept out. Anyway, I'm on a tangent.
It is what we live by. We all rely on corporate societies in order to run our day-to-day lives.
What do you understand by radical economic transformation? Wow, they have really just wined and dined me with that expression. That doesn't sound like a revolution. That doesn't sound like a bloodletting in the streets. Shit. I mean, this is what happened to my uncle. A guy came into the house, broke into his house, a guy who he had sponsored and put through college, and hit him in the head with a hammer, bloodied him, left him for dead, tied him up and his wife, and stole his laptop and his wallet and all this shit. So I guess that was radical economic transformation, wasn't it? Well, that's cool. Seems justifiable when you have a big-ass phrase like that, doesn't it?
Bringing about a change that completely.
I like the framing of this, by the way. Nice little touch. They had that nice red background. They got the girl with the, Aunt Jemima thing, and it's nice. They could have centered her, but they chose not to.
Just sets the whole white monopoly regime or system that we have in place like completely off, where it basically challenges white monopoly.
White monopoly. Okay, so they're basically saying, you know how we have ownership and the whole idea of property rights and money? You know how money and land were bought and sold and people own things? Yeah, let's scrap that. I don't recognize the right for you to keep what you have, what you earned, what you bought, what you've worked for generations. Yeah, no. That's ours because I'm black and you're white, so fuck you. Imagine that. Imagine trying to pull something like this off. Just introducing the thought of that. Just imagine if just Mexicans in California were like, you know what? California is really Mexican land. It used to be Mexico. So, all those houses in LA and stuff, I don't really recognize your right to own that. Like, who says you own that? Screw that. No, that's ours. And that farm, when you're driving out to Vegas, all that farmland, that's not yours either. I mean, if you're brown, if you're a Mexican, you're working the land, yeah, we're going to skip over that because, you're one of us. You're part of our tribe. But if you're white, fuck whites, man. Fuck white monopoly. Look at this guy, very hairy.
Well, I think when the economy radically just changes and for the good or for the better, it doesn't matter, but just radically as a shift.
Oh God, that is an optimistic look. That guy is just blind, just walking down a pathway, has no idea what's coming. These people are sharpening their pitchforks, and it's not theoretical. They're actually attacking white people. Look it up. Look up the articles. The BBC covers this. This is not like Alex Jones shit. This is just real. It just is criminally undercovered because it raises all those issues. It makes it complex. Wait a minute. Here's the story I'm comfortable with is black Africans are subjugated. They're the good guys of the story. But blacks cannot be the bad guys of any story. And do not try to pass this off in America because you know America has one narrative and they got that, doom and gloom guilt trip of slavery hanging over their heads. So who's going to speak out on this? Who wants to deal with this? What country that has a black and white population is going to call this out and chastise the president of South Africa, the politicians, some of these social leaders? I mean, these people should be vilified.
It means we need to we need to be strong about transforming this whole basis of the white people owning everything.
Translation. We need to be strong about the transformation of the white people owning everything. Well, what are you going to do? Take them to court? Nah. Lawyers cost money. Nah. Can't be bothered with that. Okay, so what's a strong move? What would be strong? Violence? Violence is pretty strong, isn't it? Revolution. Yeah, the revolution will not be televised.
Culture's distribution of resources across different ethnic groups.
The redistribution of resources. That's one way to put it. Remember when the Nazis did that to the Jews? Yeah, that was fun. You remember those Jews in Poland and Warsaw, Germany? They're doing well. Remember Anne Frank's dad? Yeah, he had a lot of shit. Well, guess what? Guess who has his shit now? Germans. They took that. Give me your jewelry. Give me your art. Give me your, what do you say? Resources. Redistribute those. Thanks. Look at the gold on his teeth. Let me redistribute those.
And yeah, basically transforming the economy so that everyone gets an equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity? How is an equal opportunity you straight up robbing white people? What? Equal opportunity, my asshole. Why don't you go talk to your black leaders to improve your schools or your economy, your goddamn infrastructure? No, that's too complex. No, please. Yeah, because they're all corrupt, and you know they're corrupt. And you know that the black people in South Africa have never had their act together, ever. Especially when you grade them on a curve, or if you don't grade them on a curve and just compare them to the Western world. They're a disaster. And shit was never as good as it was under colonial rule. Period. End of story. And that's not unique to South Africa.
To flourish.
But they don't want to hear that because what does that say about them? That says they don't know how to run a country. They don't know how to build a country. They cannot compete with the best nations on the earth. Not even close. It's not even in the same ballpark. So what does that say about them? How does it reflect on them? Badly is the answer. So let's push that story aside. Let's come up with, yes, whites are the evildoers and they're the ones we need to get. What would you change in your life if you achieved radical, oh, there it is again, it's in bold, radical economic transformation? What would you change in your life? Well, I'd buy a car. I'd go to school. My life would be better. Man, the money would be flowing. I'd have a farm to run. Yeah, man.
Standard of education for black children.
That has nothing to do with you robbing white people and dispossessing them of their legally owned property or companies. So if you have a problem with education, talk to your leaders whom are black.
Especially in impoverished areas.
Impoverished areas? That's the entire country.
I'd make sure that there are sufficient resources distributed across all settlements, all societies.
Yeah, you already said that. I mean, what are you talking about? You're just going to divvy it up? Like, they're acting like the economy is just a woolly mammoth that we've slaughtered, and now it's time to share the meat. So, I mean, dude, you cannot hit the reset button on your country. And you cannot, what you're asking for is, these are fighting words. If somebody tried to dispossess me of my farm or home or business, or just take what is mine, that's when the guns come out. And I am pro-gun in South Africa. If these motherfuckers are openly asking for, I mean, they're pushing genocide, but it is murder. I mean, they do come with violence. Do not pretend like they're just going to walk over and be like, hey, we're taking this now. And the white people should be like, okay, sure. I'll give you a quick tour. I'll let you know, the laundry machine's a little bit wonky, so you might want to, you got to kick it. No, it's going to be violent. And there's a bunch of dudes down there, and they're not going anywhere. So when they come there and go, yeah, but you're white, so fuck you, give me your shit, they're going to view that as just a straight up shakedown and just an act of evil. And they're like, well, we're South African, so we're not going anywhere. And it's the same thing. You try to tell a Mexican American who's lived here his whole life, go back to Mexico. He's like, what? I've never even been to Mexico. What the fuck are you talking about?
And all ethnic groups, basically.
We're gonna take it in. We're gonna take it over from the inside out.
Take it over from the inside out. This doesn't seem like radical call to arms, basically. Listen to how he phrases this.
And we're starting back at home. I'm thinking if we do this and we take over the industry from inside our place, by home I mean the villages, since that's where they pushed us to. We're gonna start it from there, and then we can eradicate and change the place in there. And then while we bring our people back home, they have nobody to own, nothing to own, no one to control, nothing to do all those things. By the time that they realize we've done this, it's too late. We own everything.
Okay, and then Huffington Post proudly, no commentary, just Huffington Post. Yes, that's the brand. This guy just openly called for like a civilizational just bloodbath. He's like, yeah, before they even know it, we're going to own everything. And once it's in their hands, I mean, we've already seen what's happened in the hands of the ANC, but once it's in just the hands of the random people, this is some ancient tribal nonsense is what we're seeing here. And this is why people say, well, why does Africa not compete? Why can't they get ahead? This is why. These people are fucking morons. They think this is a good thing for their society. They think this is a good plan. Fucking pathetic. Anyway. Oh, fucking incredible. Is this working? Okay. I'll just motor through this. It's not that long. Some of the biggest blows to the progressive... This is the girl that talking about gagging earlier, and now she's talking about blowing. To the progressive cause, triggered, in the past year have been due to the votes of white men. If white men were not allowed to vote, it is unlikely that the United Kingdom would be leaving the European Union. Okay, well, yeah, how convenient. Just let's eliminate the white vote from Brexit. That seems doable and sane and ethical in any way. What a retarded statement. It is unlikely that Donald Trump would now be the president of the United States. Incredible. First of all, Hillary got 3 million more votes, but yeah, I mean, there's 63% white people in America, so yeah, if any president, I mean, how are you tying these things together? How is the fault of Donald Trump and Brexit is the fault of white people? What in the hell? What a broad brush that is. What a broad face this bitch has. Or dude. Yeah. And it is unlikely that the Democratic Alliance would now be governing 4 of South Africa's biggest cities. Well, I like how she cherry picks that stat and avoids the fact that in the highest positions of office, including the presidency, for the last generation, it's been black people. So they take no responsibility for the condition of South Africa? It is such a shameless move that they're doing right now. Terrible. If white men no longer had the vote, the progressive cause would be strengthened. Okay. Stupid. It would not be necessary to deny white men indefinitely. Oh, thank you. So she's going to take away our right to vote. The denial of the vote to white men for 20 years, just less than a generation, would go some way to seeing a decline in the influence of reactionary and neoliberal ideology. Well, neoliberal? Surely you meant neocon. In the world. What the hell is a neoliberal? Okay, just insane. So this fucking beast is going to take away our right to vote for 20 years just so we can, establish balance in the force. The influence of reckless white males were one of the... Why is that hyperlinked? Fucking hell. Were one of the primary reasons that led to the Great Recession, which began in... Are you kidding me? The Great Recession is on white men. Okay, well, how about the global economy then? That's on white men too. How about the iPhone? That's on white men. How about space exploration? So let's get real here. Fucking hell. This would also strike a blow against toxic white masculinity. There's the feminist talk. Toxic white masculinity? Usually it's just toxic masculinity, isn't it? She's getting specific. Black toxic masculinity. Yes. Black toxic masculinity matters. One that is long needed. Please. At the same time, a denial of the franchise to white men. I love how the word franchise somehow makes it better. Like stripping white men of the right to vote could see a redistribution of global assets. Ooh, global assets to their rightful owners. Are you effing joking? The rightful owners of global assets are the rightful owners of the global assets. The current owners. What are you talking about? What is this? You got dibs? You were here first? By the way, blacks were not even there first in South Africa. So that's a false narrative to start with. But just this whole idea of give to the noble savage. Okay, Christopher Columbus must pay reparations to the friggin' cannibals in wherever the first island that, Hispaniola or whatever the fuck it was. Unbelievable. A period, oh no, where are we? Okay. While in South Africa, oh, okay, where am I? The violence of white men, oh no, a period of 20 years without white men in the world's parliaments and voting booths. We're not even allowed to be elected officials, okay. Will allow legislation to be passed which could see the world's wealth far more equitably shared. This is some serious communistic attitude coming out of this. The violence of white male wealth and income inequality will be a thing of the past. Oh, you've solved the world's problems, didn't you? You fucking beast. You are a beast of burden. Take that wig off. Jesus. Breathe. This redistribution of the world's wealth is long overdue. And it is not just South Africa where white males own a disproportionate amount of wealth. While in South Africa, 90% of the country's land is in the hands of whites. It is, and they're using it and working it and keeping that economy thriving, or not even thriving, just barely, staying afloat. And the less whites you have in industry there, then the worse the country has done. It's not will do, it has done. Look at the stats. It is safe to assume these are mainly men, along with 97% of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Oh, boo. And whose fault is that? This is also the norm in the rest of the world. Namibia has similar statistics with regard to land distribution, and one can assume this holds for other assets too. As Oxfam notes, 8 men control as much as wealth. What? As much as wealth. No, just as much wealth as the poorest 50% of the world's population. Well, what does that mean? So, are they white men? Why didn't you racially profile us there? So what? Yeah, there's some crazy rich people. And in the United States, 10% of the population, nearly all white, there you go, racist bigot, own 90% of all the assets. What? That's total garbage. You're talking about ridiculous fear-mongering, race baiting. It is likely that these assets are largely in the hands of males. Again, it's that weird racism mixed with sexism, just hand in hand, just back and forth. Although statistics by race are difficult to find from other parts of the world, it is very likely that the majority of the world's assets are in the hands of white males, aside from in China and Latin America and, parts of Asia, Middle East, and Africa. Aside from that, yeah. God, those white males. God damn them. Despite them making up less than 10% of the world's population. Oh, okay, so look at us. Oh, we're the little engine that could. We're doing it, guys. High five. It is obvious that the violent status quo will not change without a struggle, and the only way to do so will be through the expropriation of these various assets and equitable, equitable equitably distribute them. Like, am I drunk? To those who need them. This will not only make the world a more equitable place, but will also go some way to paying the debt that white males owe the world. Oh, that's my favorite line of the whole thing. Hey guys, we owe a debt to the world. What is the debt? The debt is based on the fact that we have shit and own stuff. It's not ours. It's actually theirs, and we're indebted to them. Who's they? People of color. Just generally. Don't worry about the details. Just fuck you and fuck the shit you own. Over the past 500 years, colonialism, you should get on your hands and knees, you ugly pig, and thank God for colonialism. Slavery. I'm anti-slavery. Hey, Steve Shives, do you have an anti-slavery pin I could attach to my hat? And various aggressive wars. And by the way, slavery, I'll just mention that that's not a white phenomenon. Okay. We have a bad PR department when it comes to that. But yeah, Africa, looking at you. And various aggressive wars and genocides. Various, yes. Let's not get into the details. War and genocide, that's a white phenomenon too. That's we trademarked that, so well done. Have been due to their actions of white men. Yes, we get it. Redistributing. I'm having difficulty with that word tonight. Some of their assets will go some way to paying the historical debt that they owe society. Oh my god. Oh, I would fucking slap the ugly off this fucking thing. What a. Are you not annoyed by this like I am? It is no surprise that liberalism and its ideological offshoots of conservatism. What? How in. What? This person doesn't know what they're talking about. And libertarianism, what's left? Communism. Communism is left. She's just poo-pooed everything and suggests that they're all interrelated. Oh, are the most popular ideologies among white males, as opposed to what? What is it? Anarchy? These ideologies, with their focus on individuals. Oh yeah, how dare us? Is this the Onion? Am I reading an Onion? And individual responsibility. Yeah, responsibility. And how about being grounded in just common sense morality? That would seem to make sense. I mean, whenever I hear a libertarian, not the fringe crazy ones, but just say something like, "Hey, to each their own, live and let live, do whatever you want." I'm always like, yeah, that seems pretty. I mean, that makes sense. And even if I disagree with them on issue to issue, it's like that concept, it speaks volumes for them. I mean, it's like, yes, liberty and justice for all, that seems kind of good. Freedom, rather than group affiliation. Oh, so they want group affiliation, I see. Okay, collectivism. Allow white men to ignore the debt that they owe society. I see. So this person, this got to be a joke. This person wants us to view ourselves as white men who owe the world, society, South Africa, just black people in general, money and resources. Okay. Don't be an individual. Don't have individual responsibility. Let's not get caught up in that. Let's look broad picture. Fuck whites. Yes. And from acknowledging that most of their assets, wealth, and privilege are the result of theft and violence. Really? Really? I'll go ask my dad about that next time we chat. Dad, how have you done it? You led a life where you just thieved and violently took money from blacks. Is that how it went? Some may argue that this is unfair, right? Let's be clear. It may be unfair. This has to be a joke. It may be unfair. Oh, okay. But a moratorium on the franchise for white males for a period of between 20 and 30 years. Oh, 30 years now, guys. We've been punished. Is a small price to pay for the pain inflicted by white males on others, particularly those with black, female identifying bodies. Okay, now I'm for sure that this is a transgender fucking mental mess. This person is a broken human being. In addition, white men should not be stripped of their other rights. Oh, well, isn't that sweet? So this is not just we're not being led to the gas chamber, guys. And this withholding of their franchise should only be temporary. Yeah, for 30 years. Temporary measure as the world rights the wrongs of the past. The wrongs of the past attributed to white men. Fucking amazing. How about forget the past? How about the wrongs of the future? I mean, if we're going to be this grandiose, you might as well say, in the next 1,000 years, white men are going to fuck shit up. So let's have them pay us now for their future fuck ups. A withholding of the franchise from white males, along with the passing of legislation in this period to redistribute. I'm having a major problem with that word. Some of their assets will also, to a degree, act as reparations for slavery. Let's throw that in. Why not? Colonialism. They want reparations for colonialism and apartheid. Yeah, might as well throw that buzzword in too, which the world is crying out for to be paid. No, they're just bitching. They're bitching because they ain't got shit, and they ain't doing shit. Jesus, take responsibility for yourself. As we saw after the recent altercation between a white man and Lebohang Mabuya at a Spur restaurant in Johannesburg, white males still believe that they are in control. And people who aren't white or male, particularly, that's not right, black female identifying, not saying they have a pussy or not, they could be like me, I female identify, but I don't have a pussy. You understand? Have to bow to their every whim. There are numerous other examples of white angry male violence in South Africa and abroad, often against black bodies. Dylan Roof got a mention. Oh, God. Dylan Roof, you are friggin' famous. We shall never see the end of Dylan Roof. Oh, incredible. Dylan Roof's terrorist actions in the United States is only one of many examples. It is time to wrestle control of the world back from white males, and the first step will be a temporary restriction of the franchise to them. Although this may seem unfair and unjust, I mean, what is that? The cognitive dissonance that you know you're an evil shit? How about this cognitive dissonance? You are a white male. That's what you are. Allowing white males to continue to call the shots politically and economically following their actions over the past 500 years is the greater injustice. Okay. That's when we're starting the clock, 500 years ago. When was the Spanish Inquisition? I want my reparations for that. Oh, dear God. Suggest a correction? Yeah. Please, if I click this button, the Huffington Post will just blow up. That is scandalous. Shame on this. Shelley Garland. Yeah, that's a fake name. Shame on the Huffington Post. Shame on the Onion for, I don't know, pretending that, if this turns out to not be real, I will have a slight degree more sanity. But the fact that they had a video, it appears to be real. This appears to be the Huffington Post. I don't know. I don't know. Am I going crazy here? Am I the only one? Anyway. Fuck that noise. And scene. Oh. Fuck Blair White, but does Devin not like trannies? No, I don't like trannies. I don't give them a single pass. I question, I'm highly skeptical of their decision to be a tranny. I'm highly skeptical of the boner that the freaking progressive bullshitters have for this transitioning. They somehow think of it as some noble thing. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. I believe in the rights for all people. I don't want anybody to be mistreated, but I have a major problem normalizing this. Major. Fucking major. And I don't give a fuck if a transvestite or a tranny or whatever part of that bizarro spectrum, that doesn't give you a right to, like, I'm not impressed. I'm not, in fact, I am doubtful that you are a stable human being. Like, I have serious concerns for you and about you, and I'm going to be raising a friggin' eyebrow every time you open your yapper. How about that? That's not controversial. That's obvious. But everyone wants to virtue signal, and oh yes, I'm in favor of the Eskimo midget transvestite. Whatever. Ridiculous. Jerking off another guy is gay, but jerking off myself isn't. The same standard applies to sucking dick. Well, you can't suck your own dick, so it's not exactly applicable. It's not gay to jerk yourself off. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, guys go on about how, yeah, that's gay, man, whatever, don't, like, it's not about dick, it's about pussy and tits. And then what do? They grapple, they, mangle their dick the entirety of their lives. They're all about dick. I mean, who touches their dick more, gays or... The only difference is it's another man's dick. That's the only difference. Straight guys are all about dick. Their own. It's weird, but whatever. We got a youngster in the room. Devin, mod me to regain sanity. All right. I shall. And we got Rowan in the house. I'm single and ready to mingle for eternal life. There he is. He's beating that drum. Rowan. Rowan, you're going to be part of my Virgin Chronicles. I had a 15-year-old guy actually offer to be a part of that series, which I will be doing, and I will be interviewing him. That will be fun. But I mean, a 15-year-old virgin is like totally normal and to be expected. But he might be feeling the anxiety, and maybe in today's world, he's like, I'm the last guy in my class. So who knows? Rowan, get laid. How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, Rowan has he's pumping out videos and he's doing his thing, and he's the man. What can you say about that guy? There's nobody else in the planet like this guy. I mean, honestly, this guy right here, you talk about snowflakes, he is a legit snowflake, and he's unique. Okay, that you cannot recreate him. You know, when the when the artificial intelligence comes about and they start analyzing, do we need these humans after all? They will notice that, whoa, this guy is different than the other humans. Maybe we should, upload him to the cloud. I'm sure he'd be into that. And by the way, I've never talked to Rowan about the Black Mirror. We need to talk about San Junipero, which is the story that deals with eternal life. I'm not blocked here? Yeah, don't push your luck. Transgender people are legit. Too legit to quit? Legit at what? At being a person? Again, a nothing statement. Yeah, legit at what? The fact that they are confused about their gender and, that's not something to be celebrating. Like, yay! I just did a review of a movie trailer that's trying to normalize and be like, isn't it great when a child decides to change sexes? That's awesome. And where are the gays on this? I want to hear the gays pipe up and be like, wait a minute. All these effeminate gay dudes who act like women, behave like women to the point where they sleep with men. Are they women? Are they actually just women? No, they'll be like, wait, I'm a man. I'm a biological man. And I don't even, look, the amount of shit you have to do to transition should tell you that this is not natural. It is not natural at all. There's no denying, disputing. There's no argument to be made. It's absolutely unnatural. So what do you want from me? Legit? Okay. It's legit. Yeah, okay, so let's turn a frog into a bird. That's as natural. And is that legit? Oh, I still support the frog bird. Yes, let's let the frog bird vote, and let's not beat the frog bird, and let's hire the frog bird. Can he type? What up, Devin? Not much. What do you think about Steven Crowder? He's a pudgy kid who has been trying to lose his baby fat and go to the gym now, but he's going to lose the plot on that, and he's going to explode into a fat Canadian. Very similar to Greg. Funny guy, bright guy, talented guy, kind of a nerd, kind of a square, painfully conservative, cringy on a lot of his views, religious, for example, abortion, he's fucking backward. So, yeah, but funny, playful. He's got a good career that he built himself. He's got a good show, good entertainment value. Reese just started ignoring me because he knows he was getting his ass handed to him. On what? MJ or LeBron? Michael Jordan is not even remotely close. LeBron's game, he's not as skilled, he's not as heroic, he's not as accomplished. If you're 6'8", 260 pounds, and you're backing dudes in, it's just not that impressive. It's not that impressive. It's like taking a shotgun to a barrel of fish and being like, I'm the best sharpshooter ever. No. Alan in the house, he's the fat beige buffalo. Banging Blair isn't gay, just a bad decision. Yeah, dude, I watched a stream from Blair White the other day. I couldn't take more than a minute. She was talking about the most mundane shit I've ever heard in my life. It was like talking about the couch she had just bought, it was like her dietary choices, but just in the most blasé, like, why is anybody here watching this? I could not believe it. There's Billy Bong. There we go. How does this work? Trannies, I'm not impressed. Devin, 2017, this is my $5 for interesting. Trannies, I'm not, yeah. I'm not impressed with your performance. That's George St. Pierre. I'll break it out for you. You ready? Oh, I'm on a Howard Stern kick. I don't want to change that one up. Okay. Tommy Robinson. Ooh, I got weigh-ins to watch. Watch this. GSP, I'm not impressed by your performance. This is a French-Canadian, one of the best fighters of all time, telling Matt Hughes, who's one of the best welterweight champions of all time, wrestler, and his nemesis, he had just watched a fight with him, and he gets into the octagon and he says this.
All right, here's George. I'm very glad you won that fight, Matt, but I'm not impressed by your performance, and I look forward to fight you in the near future. I'm very glad you won that fight.
Blair White, I'm very glad you have a YouTube channel, but I'm not impressed by your performance.
Matt, but I'm not impressed by your performance.
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by your performance. I mean, it's just so out there.
And I look forward to fight you in the near future.
And he's the sweetest guy ever. George St. Pierre is an absolute legend, but like, you know, he's a guy who it's not a fit. The French Canadian accent and cage fighting, human cockfighting, it doesn't go together. But he's such a damn good fighter that we just had to respect and love the guy. Like, how can you not? Anyway, that's funny. Thank you for that donation, Billy. That's pretty funny. I don't even know if I get that. I don't know where it goes. It just you threw it into the abyss, but it's sweet of you. Now, super chat is what I call cringe. Why is it cringe? I mean, I don't understand. Like, isn't this sort of what Twitch does? I feel like this is the Twitch setup. Izzy, it would not be cringe if somebody sent you $5. Somebody sent me $30 the other night. Whatever, Billy Bong, trying to $5 up everyone. I know. I like Billy 5 points higher than everybody else here. He's out of the doghouse. Billy, make it rain on Devin like a cheap hooker. Damn it, Devin. I just watched that Stern video this morning. Oh, really? That's funny. I've been watching Stern, like, I'm going ballistic, getting back into him. I mean, all the full Stern shows are posted on YouTube. You just look it up and do it by date, and it's all there. That guy's an absolute legend. And actually, rewatching his stuff and getting involved with it, I realized how much of an influence he was on me. Like, he is really just the pioneer of all things. And his brazenness, here's how I see him affecting me. My willingness to sort of go to the uncomfortable topic, or the playfulness, the like me talking to Rowan. Like, Rowan would have been a whack packer, all due respect. I mean, I'm basically trying to assemble a whack pack, but it's taking glee on some of the, not the darker side of life, but some of the more odd aspects to society. And, you know, the man speaks on every topic, and he's very open about sexuality, which I am as well. He's very open about race. I mean, so in other words, he was blazing that trail when I was in high school. And he's been called every name in the book and has been censored and had to leave terrestrial radio, much like I'm doing right now. So I am in a, you know, Z-list celebrity way doing what he has done. Plus, I don't have time to enjoy my fame. Now, you know who said that? That's a quote from Greg. Amazing. Look at my message, turquoise. Did I pronounce that right? Devin, you should go after the Concept Rebel Media. They are like the right version of TYT. Yeah, well, Rebel Media has some good stuff. I've seen some videos that I liked from them, but I don't think they're all one note. I think it's, you know, different presenters have autonomy there, I think. So I think it's sort of a hit and miss. And I know that they're filled with a bunch of bullshit too. But like, for example, they just did a video condemning the alt-right and the racists in the right, which you know, that's great. Good for them. Or they would condemn I don't know, the shit going on in Sweden, you know, the rape gangs of England, you know, stuff like that. You know, you have to go in there with a fine-tooth brush and be like, okay, well, they're right on this chunk here, but wrong there. It's not. I mean, I could do it if somebody has a video they want to send me, but I don't know. Who is Worski? Howard is the king, correct? Yeah, Worski's dude. He puts out so much fucking content, and yeah, it's all just totally repetitive and Jesus, so played out. It's actually stunning. It's actually depressing that he has fans. It's like, oh God. It reminds me of like, oh yeah, America. Blair White is so cute. Yeah, totes. Yeah, I heard you say that you disagree with Sam Harris on the issue of drugs. How so? Well, I don't think that using hardcore drugs is good for you, or to be recommended, or to be spoken of in a positive light. I am highly suspicious of the positive effects of hallucinogenic drugs that alter your brain chemistry. And I'm saying that as somebody who's never done it. So I acknowledge that I'm not speaking from a place of full knowledge with this. And he is. So I acknowledge that, but it's still just looking at the science and the common sense of it. I just don't think it's a good move. And so, yeah, I'm always weirded out when him and Joe Rogan sort of start stroking each other's dicks about acid and mushrooms and all that. It's just like, and LSD and like hardcore manufactured drugs. I'm like, no. Oh, Devin, we got our end of year reports. All A's. A in advanced stats. Is that statistics? C in additional maths. Okay, well that's good. I mean, if you're trying to get into those top colleges, like every little grade matters, so you gotta like really watch yourself and you gotta get those extracurriculars up. But it's probably viciously competitive in England because you got like 2 schools, and Izzy's trying to be like a top tier dolphin trainer or something. Now we're gonna do some other stuff here. Devin, did you see Tommy Robinson outside court in the face of those Muslim pedo rapists? Yes, I did. I watched Carrie Waskey do a stream on that, and that was interesting. I mean, Tommy's getting up in people's faces. I talk about Tommy in a recent video. I do a video about English, the way English people speak, so English slang, and I might edit that right now. Depends if you guys. Devin, I claim the right to prima nocta. Oh my God. Are you Scottish? Are you English? I guess the English are the ones that did that. Yeah, I'll prima nocta all over the place, man. That's a great policy. Will Trump be in office in 2019? I hope not. I'm hoping for natural cause death. I'm hoping for, I don't know, poison chocolate cake, anything. So you guys are active in here. That's cool. Harris talked about how he expects and hopes his daughters will do drugs at some point. I disagree. Yeah, I mean, I'm not into it, and I am into it. He's putting out an app on meditation, and that's something I'm willing to try and dabble with. He weirds me out when he talks about consciousness and breathing and meditation and the constant distraction that our mind experiences, because I recognize the truth in it, and it's very unsettling to hear somebody speak so accurately about how random and just frivolous and out of control our thought process is. Our stream of consciousness, a stream is too calm. It's a torrent. It's a toilet bowl of consciousness. Okay, quote me on that. I like it. It's haphazard. It goes in all directions, and you have no control over it. It's like when you dream. I took a nap earlier today. You have to do that when you reach my age. I'm just kidding. And I dreamt, and I had no control. I mean, and what you have to realize, we all understand that we have no control over our dreams, and do not listen to the woo-woo people who say, no, I control it, and I'm in there, pulling the levers. No, you're not. Okay. We don't control our dreams, but here's the scary part. When you wake up, we don't control what we think about. That is not us. We have some control. We can steer our consciousness and direct it. Like we could make a conscious choice, say, I'm going to think about flowers for the next hour. But you really have to be sort of steering the ship, and even during that hour-long flower session, the rest of your subconscious mind is going to be distracting you in a million different ways. So it is an interesting topic, and I will be trying the app when it comes out. Izzy got an A in maths, but she still thinks maths has an S on it, so that's cute. But it's like when a little child doesn't know how to pronounce 3, and they say 1, 2, 3, and nobody has the balls, or nobody wants to ruin it for her and just be like, Izzy, it's 3, not 3. So everybody just don't tell her about that. See that? Maths is so cute. I got an A in maths today. That's what Izzy said. Hee hee, hee hee, tee hee. It's amazing. Izzy should write a book, How to Be 15 on the Internet. Ebook, self-published. Would you recommend someone to meditate? See, I don't know because I don't meditate, but I mean, yeah, it can't do badly for you. In fact, I think that any sort of self-reflection or a time that you take for yourself to sort of shut off all the noise and just think about what you're doing in that moment, in that day. Writing a to-do list is sort of a passive, vague form of meditation in some ways. But these dudes go balls deep, and they're like, trying to separate themselves from their subjective experience. Toilet bowl of consciousness. Tevin, 2017, thank you. lucid dreaming is legit. Yeah, there's different types of dreaming, but you're still along for the ride. You're not in control. I like that I can't control my dreams. Yeah, so do I. I mean, it makes it interesting. It's like, who wants to see the same movie? You know the outcome. Devin, do you think Viagra is a selfish act or a generous act? How could it? What? There's a victimless crime. What's wrong with Viagra? Selfish act. What would be possibly selfish about it? Oh, generous act. I mean, you're saying like women now have to have sex with these old dudes? It's not even old dudes that take it. I mean, you could take it. John Jones got popped for taking it. I mean, come on. But it can be really helpful to dudes who cannot get an erection. So you're talking about either having sex or not having sex. But it also is a performance enhancer. So, Devin, are you starting an Antifa chapter in Germany? No. I do not have the motivation for that, but I'm sure they're out here. Why do I sound cockney? Yeah, I have a video I'm trying to make. Here, let me do my Star Wars shit. I could just be entertained by you guys all day. Nama Yunus is taking Watterson. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping she does. Devi, add maths and stats are college level. I'm not dumb, and I get C's, I swear. I'm not dumb. Oh, so you think there's a conspiracy? Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're dumb or on college level. There you go. Good. Rock on. Now let's edit this puppy, shall we? Talking about the Star Wars.
Okay, it's come to my attention that there's a new trailer for Star Wars. It looks like a teaser. This is hitting me. This is news to me. This is news to me. You know I love trailers. You know I love Star Wars. Let me prepare myself to receive this. Let me flush the memory of Jar Jar Binks. Let me build on all the goodness from that latest film they made. This is the first time I've seen this. Let's experience it real time and then let's analyze. Ready? Go.
Okay, that is our first clippy clip. Clop. Let's call it Star 1. Let's save it in the fresh folder. Nice. It's good to be home. Good to have this high-speed internet.
Ooh, it's not stars. It's something else. It's a rock. It's a hand. It's doggy style.
I guess I could try to show you the clip while I play this. Try to make it entertaining for the people. This is for the people of the sun. God, Billy Bong is such a nice guy. Such a fucking nice guy. Okay.
A rock, it's a hand. It's doggy style. Lucasfilm. Home of one of the worst beards on a human being in the history of beards. Sit cross-legged on a cushion. Okay, we're back on the island.
Just breathe.
Oh God, Luke is a Buddhist.
Now, reach out.
Yeah, she's making pebbles fly. It's on.
Light. Darkness.
Okay.
A balance.
I heard a lightsaber.
Bigger.
Whoa.
I only know one truth. It's time for the Jedi.
Well, it's all.
Okay, so that is my reaction to the video. Let's save that. Let's call it star 2. And let's analyze.
Well, it's all very self-important, and they went with a red logo there at the end. What do you mean it's time for the Jedi to end? What does that mean? That it's time for the franchise to end? Just because you're out of the game, Luke, don't be a hater. What kind of a teacher would you be? You're trying to train your daughter. What kind of a teacher would you be? You're trying to train your daughter. Hater. What kind of a teacher would you be? What kind of a teacher would you be? What kind of a teacher would you be? What teacher would you be? What kind of a teacher would you be? You're trying to train your daughter to be a Jedi. Peter, what kind of a teacher would you be? You're trying to train your daughter to be a Jedi.
Well,
Teacher would you be? You're trying. What kind of a teacher would you be? You're trying to train your daughter to be a Jedi. Don't just talk about. It's about beginnings, a new hope. It's about beginnings, a new hope. That guy is pouty. He rage quit, and he's just a hermit, fapping on an island. Don't give me that. So they kept it shrouded, and it was mostly imagery and some quick shots. Let's sift through this. Let's sift through this. See, part of me, I enjoy the idea of the Force, but I hate that it's the central trump card in this entire franchise because it's magic. And it's very, very closely tied in with religious thinking. There is a force and an energy. I mean, I've heard people who just, I've heard force and an energy. I mean, I've heard people who describe God as the Force. So, and I don't know, making rocks float, it's something that David Blaine would try to fake. It's not something that's going to beat a laser. Actually, they're blasters, and I think they use photon technology, and it's not laser beams. And looks like we have a woman in charge, and who else is at the table? A black guy. So, yeah.
What do you see? Light.
Looks like we have a woman in charge, and who else is at the table? A black guy. So, yeah. When have we ever seen that? Aside from Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
Light.
Looks like they turned Vader's mask into a... Looks like they turned...
okay, let's chop that right there. Shall we? We'll do star 3.
Looks like they turned Vader's mask into a broken ashtray. Broken ashtray. Breathe. Light. Darkness.
Star 4.
Darkness.
Breathe. Light. Darkness. I speak in singular words, and I expect you to snap in between every word. What am I looking at there?
Okay, save it out. That would be star 5. I can't believe I'm making this is like the 13th video I'm making. 14th?
What am I looking at there? Looks like a tree's asshole.
Tree's asshole.
Are those books? It's either books or just a wooden crown. Well, that's a pretty meager book collection. Whoa.
Star 6. Here we are.
Balance. Yep.
Star 7.
A balance. It's so much bigger.
Here's the thing. If you're so good with the Force, why do you even need a lightsaber? Just start Force wrecking people. Wrecking people. Just make them combust. The Force is the energy all around us. Okay, well then separate the friggin' molecules in a dude's heart and be done with it. Don't turn this into some... Yeah, but also sword fighting is important. Yes, I have unlocked the riddles of the Yes, I have unlocked the riddles of the universe, and I control all energy and matter. But hand me that sword.
I like that.
Ooh, that looks like a...
It is bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on the use of swords and the Force. Star 8.
Ooh, that looks like an impressive lineup of AT-ATs in the distance. Are you talking about all-terrain Are you talking about all-terrain armored... Are you talking about all-terrain armored transports? If so, why not say it and not use the abbreviation? Answer, you didn't know it stood for that. Fake fan. Fake fan. So it turns out spaceships bleed or they're on their period.
Oh. Star 9.
Ooh, that looks like an impressive lineup of AT-ATs in the distance. Are you talking about all-terrain armored say it and not use the abbreviation? Answer, you didn't know it stood for that. Uh-oh, the black man strikes back. He will continue his quest to get out of the friend zone. And the little Jew... Uh-oh.
Alright, star 10 on dat.
And the little Jew runs to his plane. Plan B on that. Plan B on that.
And this is star 11.
I only know one truth. And the bigger-nosed Jew is pointing his sword at us. So it looks like, space battles. We got some of the bad guys, some of the good guys. Not much about the plot, but we'll find out more in the next trailer. So,
alright, let's chop it. Chop it like it's hot. Star 12.
Space battles. We got some of the bad guys, some of the good guys. Not much about the plot, but we'll find out more in the next trailer. Apparently this is where they live. So he's gone full Yoda. He's living in a friggin' hovel. He's living in a cave. Luke is reverting. Luke's got a smell. He's got a disgusting beard. How often do you think he laundries? Where is his toilet? He has no indoor plumbing. So you could save the breathe and light and balance. How about toilet? How about sanitation? How about sanitation? How about change your underwear? Sanitation. How about change your sanitation? How about sanitation? How about change your underwear? The Last Jedi. Almost like The Last Samurai. Almost like The Last Samurai. How great would it be if Tom Cruise just came in? Featuring Tom Cruise as... Tom Cruise. Scientologist of the universe and galaxies, long line. And galaxies a long time ago. It's actually a long... Scientologist. Tom Cruise. Scientologist and master of the universe and galaxies that existed a long time ago. And galaxies that existed a long time ago in a galaxy far away. It's actually a galaxy far, far away.
double fur. It's totally different length. It's a totally different double fur. It's a totally different measurement of length. So please get it right. So please get it right or face a so please get it right or be so please get it right. So please get it. So please get it right or be no scoped, baby. Please get it right or face one of my no scopes. So please get it right or so please get length. So please get it right or face one of my no scopes. Or prepare to be on the receiving end of one of my no scopes, and that will come from far, far away too. So please get it right, or prepare to be. So please get it right, or prepare to be on the receiving end. Or prepare to be on the receiving end of one of my no scopes, and that will come from far, far away too.
So
Okay, and that is star 13. Okay. Alrighty. And I'm back. What are you talking about? Does Devin video? None of my videos are still up. Are you kidding me? Most of them are down. Taken down. Yeah, everything's taken down. So let's watch the. Not Tommy. There we go. We're checking in. We got a UFC coming up, and this is the card here. I think the first girl is Ketlin Vieira. Let's check her out. 7-0, undefeated.
136 even.
Ready, get 5. Okay. 136, you said?
She's religious. God is with her.
Thank you.
Ketlin Vieira is 136 even.
Instantly drinking some grape juice, looks like.
Yeah. Wilson Heights?
Wasn't nice. This is the guy who's challenging Demetrius Johnson for the belt. This is the main event fighter. He's a long time coming. Good fighter, solid, scrapper, but major underdog.
Next up, we have Wilson Hayes, challenger for the flyweight title.
Yeah, he's got to come up with the fight of his life. He's got the mustache on lockdown right now.
124.
124. Wilson Hayes.
Looking strong.
Raising at 1.
Deltoids. The rib action. Well, he's strong. I think he's bigger. He's got bigger arms than Demetrius. Who's this kid? This is
135.
Mendez. Looks like a Spaniard. It's a hairy arm. Yep. There's a crucifix on his back. Here's the New Zealander. This is Whitaker, Robert Whitaker, on a massive streak. Big power. I think he's a lefty, isn't he? Big uppercuts, big hooks. Deadly. He's taking on a jiu-jitsu master, though. He's got his takedown defense has got to be there. I think he's got pretty good wrestling, though. This girl, she stole my money. Actually, I bet against her last fight. She's like 5-1 in the UFC. Looks like a little suicide girl. Got the bangs, got the earlobe action, tattoos galore. Look at her, very sweet disposition.
Ashley Evans Smith weighs in at 130.
She's in shape. Look at that. Tim Elliott looks like a Faces of Meth. Beard sketched out, mohawk, trouble. Very erratic style.
126.
Terrible tats. Wow. Stay up there, Tim. Look at him. Doesn't even want to be there. A lot of these guys are cranky because they've been cutting weight, and so they just want to get off and go eat and drink. Oh, this dude, terrible tats. Not good. Not.
205 and a half.
Oh, I'm rooting against this guy. Who is that? That's like Lionheart. What's his name? I feel like I just saw him. Yeah, Jake Collier. 10-3, the prototype. Prototype for what? He's taking on the Brown Bear? Sounds gay.
205 and a half.
Sure, I gotta go with the black guy on this. I'm gonna fade that guy. I'm betting against him. Who's this guy? Looking pretty drawn out, emaciated.
136 even.
Oh, he's strong. The separation of those abs. What the hell?
136 even.
Man, zero body fat in that guy. This guy looks pretty tough. Tom, 14-1.
135 and a half.
Yeah, let's see if he can fight.
135 and a half.
Here's the champ.
Jacket over.
He's the Twitcher. He's a big video game guy. He's known as the pound for pound king. I doubt. I disagree with it, but a lot of people are hyping him up because he's keeps winning, and he's the champ at his division, and he's gonna. If he wins this fight, it's the most title defenses of any champ ever in UFC. But you can see when he stares down with Wilson Hayes that he's given up size. He's a little guy. Very filled with a lot of energy. Quick as hell.
24, even after having a donut at the media luncheon on Monday.
Ah, the karate hottie. She's a mother. She's coming off the biggest fight of her career, beating Paige Van Zandt. She's very excited. Takes her daughter to all these things. She's a really cute little Asian kid.
Gotta get the socks off. Michelle Watterson was also at the media luncheon.
But she's taken on one of my favorite female fighters.
And she's weighing in now.
Thug Rose Namajunas, who brings her dog. She brings her lovely dog. I saw her in person in Vegas. She's got like this golden retriever.
114 and a half.
Look at her. She's got this taper here, her back muscles. She's good on the ground, good grappling. She's got a lot of like wrestler strength, good chokes and stuff. Takes the back and she flares this out like a cobra. If you saw it from the back, it's even more pronounced.
All right. Michelle Watterson makes 114 and a half.
Oh, this guy looks trouble. Looks like a Mexican or some sort of Latin American drug cartel.
He was in at 145 and a half.
Yep, there's a Jesus freak. He definitely speaks Spanish. Oh, Lewis is getting naked. Smoka is very tall for this weight class, so
For the guides too.
looks like he's barely trying to make this.
There's no
So
reason
just so you know, this is the real weigh-in. This is not for the fans. This is like they actually have to make the weight on this scale. And this is done in the morning, and then they rehydrate, and later on they do it for the cameras.
the towel for the dudes and the hoop for the women. There should just be, everyone should use the hoop.
Oh, she's for equality in covering up our genitals.
It's better
Well, the difference is that guys are not trying to hide their torsos.
protection for everyone.
For everyone, yeah, we don't want to be scarred by seeing this guy's junk.
Louis Smolka looks very good.
Look at this guy. That guy looks like he belongs in that picture where Jack Ruby's killing Oswald. If you put this guy, look at that. That shirt looks like it comes from that period. Doesn't he look mob affiliated?
Trained.
126 even.
Total Teamster right there.
126 even.
Put your shorts on, young man. He's good. He's good on the ground. Very wiry, but good jiu-jitsu. He's coming off a tough loss, I think.
Can't help but feeling that it's killing this guy to make weight.
It's got a...
time.
Yeah, it is. Bobby Green talks a lot of shit. His fighting style is really not good. He basically just stands there and talks a lot, talks shit, and like tries to like inspire his enemies to, I don't know, fall into his game or get inside their head. But he's doesn't put out a lot of volume.
Bobby Green.
Did she say Greer? I thought it was Green. Yeah, it's Bobby Green. What did she say?
Bobby Green.
Yeah, she's fucked up. Look at that. Statue of Liberty's crying. Did you put in the tears after Trump was elected?
Well, isn't it 156 even?
Here's Rose. Doug Rose. Look at her. Sweetheart. Comes from a troubled past. I think she comes from somewhere like Wisconsin or somewhere. But Nama Yunus, probably some Russian background. That face looks Russian to me. But now she's living in Colorado. She changed her life. She's got a boyfriend, Pat Barry, former heavyweight fighter, and they have a dog, and they have this like clean living, beautiful, positive relationship. And she shaved her hair. At first, she had long hair, it was very feminine, and now she's like, fuck it, I'm like renegade style, like the girl from Viva Vendetta, Natalie Portman's character.
116 even.
She's always serious, all business at these things, but she's got a real positive, happy personality.
Rose is 116.
Look at her.
So now your
shape.
co-main event is also set.
It's awesome.
So the main event and co-main event have both weighed in.
Very attractive, Rose. Ah, Aljamain Sterling. This guy's got a pretty impressive physique, very thin waist, a lot of muscles. He's coming off a loss. He lost to Misha Tate's boyfriend, and he got handled. And so he's kind of bought into his own hype, and he's drinking the Kool-Aid. And he's a young guy, so he's brash, and I don't know if he's putting in the work because this division he's in is no joke. See that? Doing Atlas poses, talking about Yahtzee. Who's he fighting? Aljamain. Augusto Mendez. Okay. Tankino. What's that? 6-1. Okay, not that experienced fighter. He should have the major advantage here because if this guy's a Brazilian and 67% sub, so he's a jiu-jitsu guy. This guy, he's really good on the ground. He's really good at jiu-jitsu. So at the very least, he's going to be able to defend his offense. So it's going to turn into a striking battle. And in a striking battle, you got to give him the advantage. He's got a slight height advantage, but that's a pronounced reach advantage and leg reach. But he's just more dynamic. He's going to be fast twitch. He's going to be flying. His kicking game, he's going to light him up. So that is how that's going to go down.
All right, Aljo makes 135.
They're trying to get him back on track because they want him to be a star. Here's the brown beast. Brown bear, sorry. It's not that brown. Oh, there's the 205er. I'll take that guy to win.
Clark makes 205.
Ooh. Is he from Detroit? Is that a Detroit D on his back? Right. Oh, this guy, Magomedov, or this Russian. Deadly. I mean, this is the guy, Quiet Storm. Look at him. Full head of hair. No emotion.
155 and a quarter.
Look at this.
155 and a quarter.
No, he's not posing. He's not smiling. He's just like, look at him. That's a killer, man. These are the guys. You put this guy in a suit, he's in a James Bond movie. No tats. That's another thing. He's not trying to peacock. He's not trying to tell you that he's tough. He's like, I don't even believe in God. Or like, he probably does. Oh, here's Jacare coming in. Jacare, the alligator man. There he is. Now talk about jiu-jitsu. This guy's that looks like Beetlejuice. He's an absolute monster on the ground. He's going to
186 even.
186 even. Jacare is 186.
He's got that weird look. You don't know if he's black or what is he? Is he Asian? He looks alien. Looks like a black guy had sex with an alien.
6 even.
Weird shape of his head. Look at that chest hair. What? This guy looks like a fake human. It looks like Julia Roberts' brother.
171 even.
Christina, is that a daughter or a girlfriend? This guy looks like a creepy dude from the 70s who's just like wearing turtlenecks, just hairy. This looks like the guy from Anchorman. What's his name? Ron Burgundy. That jaw.
All right, 171 even.
Wow, little heathen. Barely made the weight. Shave your beard, man.
146 even.
Yeah, he's a religious freak. He's white trash.
Who is 146 even?
This guy averting his eyes. He's vicious, though. It's got a lot of intensity. He takes his white rage.
Whitaker weighed in earlier and he made weight.
Oh, look at that crucifix on his back. He's got white trash rage, like coursing through his body.
Okay, now so everyone on the main card has weighed in.
This guy doesn't look like an athlete. He kind of looks like he's an old man who's just waiting to be older. He fought Gunnar Nelson and lost on the ground, got choked out. He's not that bad. He's got okay hands, but he's kind of slow.
And now Zach Cummings is on the scale.
He's not confident he's going to make this weight.
170 even.
Oh, got it.
Excitedly, he is 170 even.
Oh, this guy, he's a
All right,
Sanchez.
after Andy Sanchez, there will only be 3 fighters left to weigh in.
Yeah, he's from The Ultimate Fighter. Good wrestler. Strong. Look at that. He's got some eye damage there.
Exhausted.
Ear damage, too.
184 and a half.
184.
Yeah, that guy's he's a pretty impressive physical specimen. You got to be careful with that guy.
Andrew Sanchez weighs in at 184 and a half. Hands were trembling a little as he flexed.
Hands were trembling. You flex.
We actually
Oh, here we go. Talk about a physique. Roy Nelson. He's looking pretty thin, actually. This is thin for Roy.
scrum with Pearl.
Let's see if he rubs his belly.
Sometimes,
Sometimes, God, these beards are getting more and more out of control. He always has that mullet, but sometimes he rubs his belly here. We'll see.
And then it was put back on.
Oh, he's not even taking his shirt off. Because the heavyweights don't have to. It's like, fuck it. Was he 250? 262?
Roy Nelson is guessing what he weighs. He weighs 262.
Wow, just come in under the limit. Look at him. Yeah, he's over it. Oh, that woman has controlled him and brought him back. This guy looks the part, but I don't think he's that good of a fighter.
Even.
186 even. Anthony Smith weighs in at 186 even. So now we are just waiting on Alexander Volkov, who, according to that walkie-talkie, is in the can.
No regrets. Look at that mean mug face. Ooh, this guy's in pain. Take your necklace off.
Alexander Volkov is weighing in.
245.
Huh. He's taking out Roy Nelson?
245.
Is he any
Fantastic.
good? I don't know if he's any good or not. Anyway, that is the end of that. Now. Nice. Coincidence, I think. No. That's fantastic. Good find. You should play some billiards online or in real life. Soon. What is this? Oh. He's talking about my site coming. Just fuck her already. Her drooling for you is starting to puddle. Yeah, this girl sent me a erotic fan fiction. Like Tina. Could you see anything like this happening in another country, or do you think this is only something that could happen in the US? What? I don't know what you mean. I listen to anything if I okay. It's great. No, nobody's talking to me. Okay. So I'm gonna lay out this video. I've already edited the audio, so I'm just gonna lay it out. And I'll play this for you. Slang.
Like so many of you out there, I love a good accent. I love it when it's coming from an Eastern European person. I was going to say woman, but I don't want to be sexist. I'm sure an Eastern European transvesticle would be just as lovely to hear them talk. Whatever. But yeah, British accents are some of the funnest. Now, let me tell you something about myself. My father has a British accent, and my sister has like a fake one now, like a fake Madonna British accent, which I tease her about nonstop. Like I'll be over there visiting her in London, and she'll say, yeah, could you just chuck this in the bin? And it's not even really the accent, it's just the word choice. It's like, the what? The bin? The bin. No, I shall put that in the trash can, Sarah. The trash can was the correct answer. But as somebody with dual citizenship and someone who is first generation American, someone who has 1,000 years of history in the southwest of England, but also being an American, being a guy from LA, I find myself in a weird position of straddling these two cultures. Me, myself, I don't have an accent. I can't do a British accent. I recognize my inability to do a convincing British accent, but I still love it. I'm one of those karaoke singers that gets up there and tries it, but sucks, but doesn't care because he loves doing it. But I was watching a video, somebody sent it on Twitter, and it's this Arsenal fan, and he's with a gang of other Arsenal fans, and they're being interviewed after a match where they lost, like miserably to West Brom or somebody. And they're a bad team, by the way, and they're pissed off. And the conversation is so deeply rooted in this British slang that it's comical. And I know for myself, I can sort of understand it and pick up on what they're saying. But for an outsider, if you're German or if you're, you people are all over the world, it might be very difficult to even understand what they're saying, like physically to comprehend what words they're even saying, let alone the meaning of the slang. So there's a double thing happening here. A, you can't even literally hear what they're saying. You can't decipher an English word. And B, even if you could, you wouldn't understand what it meant.
Whoa.
So today we're going to learn a little bit about British slang.
The hell,
and then
Olivia?
we're going to go dive in to an example.
Whoa, stop the press. What do I have to do? Thank you. Thanks for that. Did you say something to me? How do I click it? What must I do here? I report her. Time out. Block her. What did she say? Thank you, Olivia. Very sweet of you. I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention. But I will take note that Olivia E. hooked me up. Thank you. Very sweet. I don't even know if anybody's listening to me. I know this guy Atheism Unstoppable has a website where you post, but when we stop piggybacking off of him and start your own Twitch, we need a no scopes party. Yeah, I'm honestly about to be on Twitch, so don't even fuck around. I'm going to play Star Wars. I'm going to play games I've never even heard of. I'm going to play Halo. I'm going to play some strategy games, maybe a little Warcraft. Might get back into that and dork out, because I actually do have some Warcraft skill. So be ready, and that should be fun. When does he start skinning the fat brown buffalo? Here we go. I will show you what I'm talking about on this video. So, now.
Hello, my name's Jade, and today I'm going to tell you about the real London accent, because that's where I'm from, and we don't talk like how you're learning in your textbooks, you know what I'm saying?
Let me increase the size on this so you can see what she's talking about.
We talk like we're from the street. We talk in a different way. So what I'm telling you today is some words that people like me speak with. So we're going to look at this accent. Sometimes I'm going to speak in my normal accent, but I'm going to do this accent a lot, because this is what I'm talking about. So this accent, sometimes those clever people, they call it multicultural London English.
Cut it and slap in number 2. Slap in the bass.
Multicultural London English. Oh man, they just eat those words like they're a meat pie.
What does that mean? it basically means this accent that I'm using.
I think I speak here.
And that is something I hear people say. Basically, they'll start a sentence. Basically, here's what is going on in it. Basically.
It's not like the Cockney accent. You've probably heard of the Cockney accent, and that's supposed to be the accent that working class people in London speak with. Everyone's supposed to be a Cockney, but the truth is, like, not that many people speak like Cockney anymore.
Now, what do I do here?
Reminds me of Arya Stark.
And speak with everyone's supposed to be a Cockney.
That, and then number 5. Bring it in.
This girl reminds me of Arya Stark. This is Arya Stark if she wasn't an assassin. She'd be doing this.
But the truth is, like, not that many people. But the truth is, like,
But, that's another one. But, I mean, just the punctuation on that. But, there's no T really. It's almost like a sheep. It's just ba, but. The truth of it is, basically,
it's like not that many people. The truth is,
basically.
But the truth is, like, not that many people.
Not that many people.
Anymore.
Cockney South 2016.
Because this accent, multicultural London English, is like a lot more normal now. Some people, some rude people, they're calling it Jafaican.
Multicultural
English is like a lot more normal now. People speak like this. Because this accent, multicultural London English,
cultural, what that means is white genocide. So if you're looking for the Queen's English, it ain't here.
Is like a lot more normal now.
Save it. Call it Jamaica.
Jafaican,
I like that. Kamaru, boy. See, because it is from Jamaica. That's the beauty of it. That's where it comes from. And they're talking about the rude boy and the blood. And yeah, man, it's Bob Marley infecting the homeland. It's like Wigger English. It's Wiglish.
And they're calling it Jafaican because they're saying that, like, we're trying to sound like we're from Jamaica, but I grew up in London. Do you know what I'm saying? I ain't been to Jamaica, so
Shit, what did I say here?
Right.
I'm trying to sound like we're from Jamaica, but
Right.
I grew up in London. Do you know what I'm saying? I ain't been to Jamaica, so
Yeah, because Jamaica came back to you, man. That be the truth. Yeah, this is what happened with England. They went out, conquered the world, and then they were like, you know what, this is a little bit too much trouble and you guys seem to be agitated, so we're going to leave now. Bye, thanks, that was fun. They go back to their homes in England and London, and then the rest of the people were like, you know what, since we are still affiliated and since we're part of the empire, translation, we can legally move to your country, why don't we just go to England because it's better there? And so guess what? Everybody's coming to England now, and that's why you have people being born in England. People being born in England named Muhammad, and Indian food around every corner, and we're currently learning about how white English people, every color of English people, are speaking like they're Jamaican. The downsides. This is a first world empire problem.
For some people, that accent is like, oh, you're West Indian, or you're trying to sound like Indian, even if you're trying to common accent in London now. It's just a really common accent. People have this accent. People have this accent.
World empire problem.
White people have this accent.
World empire problem.
It's black people have this accent. White people have this accent. It's just a really common accent in London now. Who speaks with this accent? Here are some people. Ali G, actually, he doesn't really speak with this accent because Ali G's not a real person. Plus, Ali G is a character, and that stuff's about 10 years old now. Years old now.
Ali G is Sacha Baron Cohen, who is a Jew. I think he's a believing Jew. And yes, he definitely speaks with that accent. Here's a sample. Ali G. Booyaka. The trailer.
Nice way to talk about your mum. Embarrassment to your party and to the people of Staines. That is not a very nice way to talk about your mum.
To talk about these bitches.
These girls belong to me.
Belong? That is a very sexist way to talk about these bitches.
Hola, mañana. Ay, qué rico estás, papito.
Bonjour. Je m'appelle Ali. J'habite in Staines.
J'habite in Staines. Oh, that's a good movie. That's fun times. I mean, there's probably a
Issue. Me ain't got another one now. You got the face. It ain't listening. Mátalo! Speak to the hand, cause the face, it ain't listening. Mátalo! Precious gift.
Yo, that's gonna need the two of us.
Here, let me help you with that.
You better step back, unless you want me to bust a gap in your ass. This is my hood.
Okay, we'll start there.
I wouldn't do that if...
He speaks with that accent. Here's a sample.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
You better step back, unless you want me to bust a gap in your ass. This is my hood, and these girls belong to me.
Belong? That is a very sexist way to talk about these bitches.
Hola, mañana.
Alright, cut it there.
And maybe when it was even first made, he doesn't really speak in this accent. It's just an exaggerated version. If you don't know who Ali G is or any of these other people, you can search for them on YouTube and listen to them. These other people, their music people, their music in the UK, Dizzy Rascal.
And Dizzy Rascal. Oop, oop. That's the sound of the police. This is Dizzy, and here's how he talks.
Dizzy Rascal interview. 48 minutes. 54 minutes.
I bought a load of dodgy tracksuits as well.
I bought a load of dodgy tracksuits as well. Did you? Devin, does it bother you that there are a lot of colors in England now? No, it doesn't bother me. A nice trap question from Mr. Gonzalez. No, I mean, it's been that way for a long time. It's just the numbers and the percentages have shifted. It is what it is. It's, you know, it's really, people really just care about civility. Just be productive, be non-criminal, and nobody really has a problem. As evidenced by, look at the Sikhs and the Indians and their relationship with white English people. Look at Asian people who live in England and white English people. Look at blacks in England. I mean, there's a whole subset of blacks who are just, they're as English as friggin' Harry Potter. You know, so you really got to get more specific and go beyond the easy target of race and color. That's the flattest chest I've ever seen. Just check out Bad Dancer. What you talking about? What you talking about? Now, I gotta bring in Dizzy. Dizzy Rascal. Come on in. Out there.
He talks.
Fix up, look sharp.
Fix up, look sharp.
We shot that in the Valley. That was my first. This is the first time I ever left England. I went to LA and shot. We did it with Ruben Fleischer. You ever seen Zombieland?
Yeah.
He directed that film, yeah, and he's done a couple. He did my video for stand. He did my video for stand-up tour as well. That was cool. I remember walking to a shop and just seeing all these hats. I was like, I just remember just buying everything. I bought a load of dodgy tracksuits as well that seemed like a good idea when you're.
He talks.
Up tour as well. That was cool. That was cool.
He talks.
That was cool. I remember walking to a shop and just seeing all these hats. I was like, I just remember just buying everything. I bought dodgy tracksuits as well that seemed like a good idea when you're out in Hollywood, and I came back to England and I should have just left them there. There was loads of that.
Wiley. Words that we use when we're speaking English, yeah? So that, like, words that we use are the, like, words that we use when we're speaking English. I'm going to introduce you to some. I'm going to introduce. Now I'm going to. Now I'm going to introduce you to some of the, like, words that we use when we're speaking English, yeah? So that. So that.
Okay, so that is something that British people do, and I never heard anybody else do it, where they throw the word yeah into the middle of the sentence, just to confirm that you heard what they just said, that you're engaged. It's a break, it's a pause in the thought. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? Yeah? Right, we're about to learn about some verbs. Yeah? Basically, we're about to learn about some verbs. Yeah? So a guy who will do this is Tommy Robinson. We're about. Yeah? Basically, we're about to learn about some verbs. Yeah? So a guy who will do this is Tommy Robinson. He'll be talking about, look, Muhammad was a pedophile. Yeah?
Tommy Robinson. He's the old British bulldog. Now let's download this puppy.
Attack. I don't think you should have been on TV like after that.
Can you give me one example of what I've said or done that incites hate?
Well, just being a part of the EDO and street protesting against the whole of Islam, to me, that's sort of, you know, just. I mean, I'm sure you've heard all these like opinions before, but
So because I protested against Islam, you take that as stirring hate.
Well, yeah, because if you, for example, if you blame the London attack, the Westminster attack, other things like the Paris attacks on a whole religion, on about 1 billion people, then it's gonna get people to. It's going to incite violence from other people towards, you know, just moderate Muslims.
It's amazing that guy is parroting off those regressive talking points. And I'm not even going to insult your intelligence because you know what I would say to this, but wow. And I would love to just ask him, who should we blame? Who should we blame for this? For the Westminster attack? And if his answer is the guy who did it, then we're just going to wander around like zombies. Blind, deaf, and dumb zombies. Just, hey, there's another attack. Who should we blame for that one? The guy who did it. Is there any common out? No, don't worry about their reasons. Don't worry about their motivations. Don't worry about the same group that they belong to. Because other members of that group didn't do it. So just blame the individuals. Don't see a pattern here. Do not, because if you see a pattern, then that might lead you to take preventative measures from future attacks. And I don't want to do that. I want to minimize. I want to suppress. I want to say that the messengers are the problem, because if somebody's not telling me that there's a problem, then there's no problem.
For example.
Can I ask you now, what education you have on Islam? Because the problem is, like, when I say, you say, I'm not opposing 1 billion people, I think Muslims are victims of Islam, I'm not against all Muslims, yeah? I've come here today because so many people, what education you have on Islam?
Okay, we'll go to 332.
For example.
Can I ask you now, what education you have on Islam?
That's a bit loud, isn't it? Motherfucker. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing me like that, Tommy?
Because the problem is, like, when I say, you say, I'm not opposing 1 billion people, I think Muslims are victims of Islam, I'm not against all Muslims, yeah? I've come here today because so many people like yourself, you know what you nearly done? You nearly threw your career away, you nearly threw your job. That's what you done, because, you know, if that's a criminal offence, I don't want to prosecute you. I won't support prosecution against you. I don't want to get you to get done, yeah? You've probably had a sleepless night or a worry, yeah? Right? I'm not about What I need to understand is why people like yourself, who are from very different backgrounds to me, you haven't lived the life I've lived. I've got a cousin who's gang raped by Muslim gangs. Right? It's night or a worry, yeah? Right? Can I ask?
Okay, bring it in. I'm going to wrap this up shortly here.
Yeah, you've probably had a sleepless night or a worry, yeah, right?
You know what we're saying, when you come to London, when you come to my end, you can say all the things, yeah? So let's have a look at.
Okay, I will pause there and we shall wrap this puppy up. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure doing business with you. Next time, I'm gonna do some hangouts. I'm gonna do some like sort of podcast format, bring people on Skype and chit chat, stuff like that. It could be fun. I want to kiss you, wrap my arms around your hot body, my legs around your waist, and ride you until we are both exhausted. I want to feel you inside me, your hands all over me, my lips on your mouth. Okay. Thoughts on Bill Burr? Overrated. Dun, 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 dun. What does it feel like to be lusted after by random stalkers? I know you have given a few pics of yourself, but would you say it's mostly from an intellectual capacity? I think that oh god, like I'm going to spell this word. Phenomenon. Oh man. I think that phenomenon is highly exaggerated, but yeah, it would be due to the feeling that people know me and are comfortable with me. Yeah, I'd say so. What are your favorite Howard Stern interviews? I like them all, but I prefer the non-celebrity ones. Him analyzing High Pitch Eric or Sal or Hank fascinate me way more than hearing the bitching of millionaires. Yeah. Devin, would you debate Kyle Kalinske? Oh, Jesus. Would you debate the likes of G-Man? I think it's kind of pointless because he's a complete retard, but someone like Kyle, I think Kyle's a complete retard. Is actually bright. No, he's not. Enough to change his mind. Oh. So I think it could be quite entertaining. No, I think he's... No. I mean, that's absolutely aggravating. I mean, hell no. What a headache. He is entrenched in his thoughts, and I've already dissected his prototype. There is literally nothing in it for me. Pay me and I'll consider it. Otherwise, I will do anything else but that. How is Bill Burr overrated? He's not that funny or smart. That's a snobby question. Well, Devin, I'm ready for that interview whenever you are. My alt Twitter is cold. And with your tweet, the deets there. Okay. Page not found. Why can I not copy that? All right. Let's find him. He is a virgin. Nothing came up. He lied to me, and that's unfortunate. You lied to me. That is not a Twitter handle. Okay. Then what are your thoughts on people who claim the transgender brain is separated scientifically at birth, where they are literally born mentally a different gender than their physical one? Sounds radical and weird, but the gender of your brain is really not a thing, and the word is in reference to your physical body and its biology. Sorry to all the special wannabe out there who demand attention and shriek constantly to our collective aggravation. Hello, have you thought of doing a fairly simple kind of video on something like food or sleep habits? Sure, many would find something like that interesting. No, it is possible. I am open to any topic. I am not just a one-trick pony. I will be doing many more videos on mental health and depression in general, as I think this is sorely underrepresented in the online arena. If the United guy was white, do you think anybody would care, or would it be as big of a deal? Correct. It wouldn't have caught on and would be way less powerful. I stand with United and feel that they did nothing wrong whatsoever. How big is your lovely cock, Poppy? Big enough to the point where women are not that thrilled that they have to ingest its size into their quim. Quims? Is that a word? Search for quim. Quim. Quim is a valid... What is quim? Why do I think quim is a word? Quims? Maybe just quim. Quim slang. A vulgar term for women's genitals, yes. Specifically the vagina. Slang for female genitalia. Vulva, vagina. Aha. Coarse and disparaging use for females collectively. Oh, okay. Wow. British slang. There you go. Dropping it on their heads. What are your thoughts on people who find watching sports boring? There are some sports that this is valid, but in general, you really need to have played the sport or be a fan or have a vested interest in the game at hand. Otherwise, it sort of makes sense. You said you disagree. Oh, okay. Anyway, if I went to Germany, would I be able to get a chance to meet with you? Depends primarily on your cup size and the perkiness factor of your chest sacs. If there is a will, there is a way. I friggin' went to a BronyCon in Stuttgart last year and will be attending it again. So, had a debate over this article, nextshark.com, Dr. David Dow, criminal record, racism. Oh, okay. Dr. Dow's alleged criminal record is a racist tactic we use on black people. Oh, so yeah, looking into his backstory is forbidden. He's a pure victim and fuck the whites. Yeah, I can imagine. Ridiculous. Okay, well, it's been very fun, guys. I've been talking for a long time. I'm going to go rest. I'm going to go watch some Howard Stern. I'm going to have some snacks, and I'm going to sleep. And I wish you the best in all of your things. Whatever thing you're doing, I want you to do it well. Okay? Talk to you later. Danke. Tschüss.